We do have solicits to look at for January, and I'll remind everyone that the first week, or at least most of the first week of January, was solicited already in the December solicits. So if you think something's missing, it might be something that was already solicited, so not necessarily a reason to worry. That's not to say that there isn't anything missing that I've not noticed, because there very well could be, but keep that in mind. So looking at January solicits, it is a 5-week month, so we might see an annual or two. So we have Action Comics 1061. This is Jason Aaron. We knew that Jason Aaron, this was part of the news last week, is that they're doing this rotating thing where each creative team's only doing 3 issues of Action Comics, so it's Jason Aaron for the first 3 of the year, and then there's a crossover with Superman written by Williamson for the second, and then we don't know who the 3rd and 4th teams are yet, but they'll announce them at a later date.
Yep.
So that's the thing.
I mean, I'm very excited that Jason Aaron's kicking that off.
Sure, yeah. Interestingly, it doesn't seem to have other writers, which would maybe suggest that we're not doing a backup, so it's going to be 3... Well, they're actually shorter because right now they're doing the 2 backups, so they're really big issues of Action Comics.
Right.
It seems like starting with this, they're down to the $5 40-page format, but there's no other creators for a backup. So unless it's the same team doing the backup, I assume, and because they're only getting 3 issues each, maybe they're getting that 10 extra pages per issue.
They're getting the full whatever it works out to ads, because it's not a full 40 of stories.
No, it's about 30 or 32 or something like that. With
so they'll get that, and John Timms on the art. Seems like a pretty solid team.
Yeah, so that's cool. We have Batman and Robin 2024 Annual, written by Williamson, so probably ties into the main book well enough. We got Detective Comics 1081. That's
a beautiful cover.
It is quite pretty. Yeah, it's like a cave made of... it looks like the bat cowl, but it's also kind of skull looking as well. It's got a bit of a mix to it.
Yep. I'm trying to see which one that is.
Yeah,
cover,
also...
if that's Evan Cagle.
Federici's listed here as one of the artists on this issue.
Yeah, and Stefano Raffaelli. So either way, both those artists, big fans of.
In good hands. We got the Penguin issue 6, so that is... Oh, that's not a mini. I was thinking, is that wrapping that up? But yeah, that's just ongoing. So, at least for now anyway, so fair enough. Very good. That's been so good after the first 2 issues that hype is there. And I know why Matt is smiling, because he's looking at the next thing, which is the Valentine's one-shot, the 80-page, $10 book, which is called DC's How to Lose a Guy, Gardner, in 10 Days.
So that's one of me and my wife's movies. We like that movie, How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days. Now you're going to put Guy Gardner at the center of it. I feel like I'm going to end up buying this. I'm going to be very upset with myself. So I'm going to buy it for the lulz, or just having it because it's, it's got a fun title.
I recognize Margaret Savage on the writer list, and Dennis Hopeless as well, but all the names after that, I do not recognize any of them.
No. But it's got an Amanda Connor cover, so that, looks good.
You know what? If you want to blow your money on dumb shit you want to read, it's on you.
It's so, I know. I say this a lot, though. I say this a lot with the Halloween titles, too. I end up not getting them. But yeah.
All right, we got a reprint of Batman 28. I'm going to start that sentence again.
Yeah, there you go.
All right, a reprint of Batman 428, Robin Lives, which is a Jim Starlin comic. Obviously, this is your Jason Todd, Death in the Family stuff. We have the Trinity Special issue 1, which is effectively an annual for Wonder Woman. It's just called Trinity Special by Tom King with Sampier and Ortega on art. So it does feel like this, much like the Batman and Robin one. This feels like it's very much going to be a part of the run that's ongoing, which I like. I like that in the 50-week books. Give me an extra issue in one of the runs. I'm all for that. So that is cool. Nice cover as well.
Yep.
Happy to see it. Then we have Titans Beast Worlds issue 4, 5, and 6, because this is obviously they're firing through the event over 2 months. Issue 6 being the last issue. That's oversized, that one, versus the other issues. And that's out again in the last week of the month. So week 5 in January is looking quite nice. It looks like there's like 3 or 4 meaty books that are either tying in or finishing off stories or events. So I'm all for that. Hopefully it's good stuff. And there's one more tie-in as well for January that they've announced here. Titans Beast World Tour Star City issue 1, which has got Williamson, Ryan Parrott, Robert Venditti, and Branton Steen writing, with Jamal Campbell, Roger Cruz, Gavin Goodry, and Branton Steen on art. So,
Yep. Venditti, I wonder what Venditti's doing. What part of the story? Always curious with him.
I imagine it's split up into different characters related to Green Arrow.
Yeah.
So who knows?
Well, yeah, but I'm like, is he going to be doing? Because I like just Hawkman, so I'm trying to think what could be. How's Venditti been? Venditti didn't do Ollie or any of the Arrow characters, huh?
He's not
Justice League.
He's not written a Green Arrow book, no, certainly. Yeah, it sounds like there's a Oliver and Connor story, and then a Black Canary story, and then a Red Arrow and Stargirl team up. So at least that's 3 of the stories anyway. So fair enough. We have Titans issue 7. Obviously, just continue Taylor's run. This is Travis Moore on art, who's actually a fine artist to have slot in if we can't have Nicholas Scott for a little bit. No complaints there. We have Justice League versus Godzilla versus Kong issue 4. We have Batman 141, Chip Zdarsky, Jorge Jimenez. We're still doing Zero and R stuff because the cover is very much, a split like Two-Face kind of thing.
The horrors persist.
Yeah. Oh well, it's become kind of, whatever. We have Batman Offworld issue 3. This is the Jason Aaron miniseries, which obviously we've not had the start of yet, so we can't comment. But I'm intrigued, if nothing else, on what this is. We have Batman and Robin issue 5, continuing Williamson's run. Looks like more Damian School stuff, judging by the cover, which I'm happy about because it's my favourite part of the book. We have Batman Brave and the Bold issue 9, which notably has the conclusion to the Tom King and Mitch Gerrard's Joker story, and I think it's the only part that's left as well. I think this is part 4 of 4.
Okay.
So we can double check that when the new issues come out, but I looked ahead at the solicits for the trade, the collection that's further down, and that just says from issues 1, 2, 5, and 9. So we've done 1, 2, 5 already. So
we still got a while, man.
Yeah, it's a few months before we get that last part.
That's a bummer. It will be worth it though.
Yeah, it'll be consistent, and obviously that's great. So very much looking forward to that story wrapping up. So that's cool. We have Nightwing 110, which, what the hell am I looking at here?
This is the lady yelling in the cat react meme.
I mean, I get that, but is that Damien who's the cat?
I believe so.
I mean,
because I don't see Dick wouldn't be yelling at any of the other Robins like that. So,
I mean, I'll be honest, it didn't even click it was the meme because I was too focused on who the hell's turned into a cat.
Yeah.
But you're right, it's the lady yelling at cat.
Yeah, it's got to be Damien because there's also John is on there.
Yes.
So
it makes sense. That's fun. It probably ties into the Beast World stuff.
Beast stuff, yeah.
That makes sense. Catwoman 61, notable the cover for this, which is very nice, has the classic purple with the black boots outfit, and Stefano Raphael's on art for this issue. Not that Nico, who's on the current stuff, is by any slouch, but as another, Tini Howard's getting another artist, which makes me wish I liked the book more than I do.
Yeah.
Oh well. It is what it is.
But yeah, I like that costume a lot. The purple costume's
honestly
iconic.
It's probably either this or the goggles are my favorite Catwoman costume, and I'm not sure which. I kind of go back and forward.
The goggles that when she flips them up make them look like cat ears, right? That's my favorite, just because it fits her character so well. That's also when she's more of an anti-hero. But when she's a villain, on that side more, the purple really stands out.
We got Harley Quinn 36. That's just rocking on. Nothing to say.
Yeah.
Outsiders issue 3, which issue 1 for this has been getting some buzz from the retailers who had advanced copies. They've been trying to encourage people to pre-order it. So hopefully we end up feeling the same way when we get our hands on it. Luckily, the Gilla March name that you're seeing there is just for a variant cover. There's nothing to worry about.
Yep.
Just keep that in mind. Superman Lost issue 10, that wraps up in January. Sadly, I just didn't care enough to keep reading it. It got too bogged down in its own stuff. But hey, we have Superman Batman World's Finest issue 23. That is a very pretty cover, actually. There's the dark background with just the lightning and the red floors, very stark.
It's It's very reminiscent of Mora's work on Once and Future.
Yeah, yeah. So that's coming out in January. And we have Batman Superman World's Finest 2024 annual. So I think this is maybe our last week 5 book. And this has got Mark Waid, but also some other names here. So I assume that means backups in this case rather than one big story. Cullen Bunn, Stephanie Williams, Dennis Culver, and Christopher Cantwell are also credited as writers. And then on art, we've got Edwin Gallman, Rosie Campe, Travis Mercer, and Jorge Fornes. I feel like Fornes is the only one there that I know, but I like Fornes a lot, so it's a good name to recognize.
Yes. Travis Mercer feels familiar too.
It sounds. So. I don't know if it's that or if it's just because the name Mercer, I think, is from something else, and it's making my brain click. And we have
I'm trying to figure out which one Fornes is working on, because I would hope the Metamorpho.
And we have a Travis Moore, obviously, who does art at DC, so I think my brain's combining them together a little bit. We got Superman issue 10. Bruno Redondo's doing this issue, which I'm a little sad about because it means he's not doing Nightwing for a bit. But Superman's a cowboy on the front cover of this. I don't know how Matt feels about Superman Cowboy, but
I mean, it's making me feel things that I'm conflicted about. So, you know,
what, sexually?
Here I thought the only cowboy I was into was Hangman, but now you got Clark. So here we go.
We have Wonder Woman issue 5 with another fantastic cover. That is gorgeous. So it's a red star. Wonder Woman's in front of the star, but the negative space, because the star's kind of off center, so you only see it's like just over half the star you see. But on the side where there's like more space, the top white part is actually blue with a villain in it, and then the white underneath that part is like a secret agent and like negative space, and then the bottom, which is yellow, is the White House. It's just gorgeous. It's very well done.
Or the Capitol.
Oh, is it the Capitol? Sorry,
it's the Capitol. Yeah, it's at the Rotunda.
All important American buildings are the same.
It's fine.
So yeah, very good. Obviously, issue 1 was fantastic. Really looking forward to issue 2 later this month. We have Amazon's Attack issue 4. In fact, we get issue 1 of that next week, so we'll check that out. But this is Josie Campbell writing this, of course. So looking forward. We have The Flash issue 5, which Connor was very down on issue 1 of this. But
as was I. I was more middling compared to Connor, but I thought I was down on it. He was way more down. I'm still gonna give it time.
Yeah. I figured you would be. I was definitely more. It was definitely wordy, and I don't know if that'll change. But I was kind of into what it was doing otherwise, though. So I'm kind of cool with it as long as it keeps me engaged. Speed Force issue 3, not started yet, so can't comment. But that's Wallace and Avery doing stuff. We have Green Lantern issue 7. So that's cool. Peter J. Tomasi's doing the backup. Here.
His return to ring slinging, which I'm pretty excited for.
Yeah, that's interesting. So that's cool. We got Green Lantern War Journal issue 5. We'll talk about issue 2 of that a little bit later. But very nice cover here, actually. This one as well. We have Power Girl issue 5. We have Green Arrow issue 8, which. I mean,
he looks happy. I'm happy for Ollie, but you know,
I feel like that's the book now that we're kind of reading ironically, I guess, is the way to put it. I'll put it that way. Wesley Dodds, The Sandman issue 4 is out in January. We have Jay Garrick, The Flash issue 4, also out in January, as well as Alan Scott, Green Lantern 4, which has probably out of those three. I mean, Sandman's cover is very nice, but Alan Scott Green Lantern's cover is very stunning, I think.
Yeah.
So
it's what it does with all the negative space too, right? Of this cape, and then the darkness behind him, him holding the lantern. Yeah. Yeah,
it's very, very, very good. Justice Society of America issue 9 has been solicited for January. It'll probably not actually come out in January because they just announced delays to all the other issues that are coming before it. So expect this in maybe April, I would guess, if I was to pin it on anywhere. We have another big $10, in this case 100-page special, DC Power 2024, celebrating various black characters in the DC universe for Black History Month, I presume. I know obviously that's February, but this is out in the last day. Second last day of January, so obviously they want it in stores before it hits February, and that's why this is here. So yeah, they've been doing this for a few years now, so not surprising. Makes sense.
Yeah, we got N.K. Jemisin and Jamal Campbell with the Far Sector stuff. So in here, so that'll be worth a read for.
Yeah, John Ridley's in there writing something. So that's not bad. And obviously, this and both the Valentine special are both out at the end of January, just so they're out in time for the respective days.
Sure.
I don't think we'll look at either of them. I think we've got a nice, set of 4 books or so that are all, more interesting. I think, we tried to do these specials for the first year or so, like the show, and it became very clear just how little there was to really talk about with them.
And they're kind of a big investment time-wise as well.
For sure,
They ended up being so big. So, yeah.
Joker Harley Quinn Uncovered issue 1, Power Girl Uncovered issue 1, Birds of Prey Uncovered issue 1. I'll just run through those quickly. They're all just, covers. We have John Constantine Hellblazer Dead in America issue 1. This is written by Cy Spurrier and art by Aaron Campbell.
Connor, calm down.
This is an 8-issue book. I assume it's Black Label just because it seems to make sense. It's got a nice cover. I'll give it that. Like, that's a cool cover.
Yeah. I just read what it's about, because it looks like it's a continuation of something. Or maybe that's just where it's starting out.
Yeah, maybe, because it's Constantine, but his face is like a skull, and then there's a lot of just different things in the background behind him. Looks spooky. Batman and Joker, the Deadly Duo Unplugged issue 1. I assume this is just a black and white version
of the Mark Silvestri book.
Yeah, that's all it is. Looney Tunes 276, Mad Magazine 36, and that wraps up the single issues. And Newsarama, I actually like this. They've put a nice handy list at the bottom of what's out each week, including the stuff that was already solicited. So I won't run through it.
I'm going to screen cap this and
Matt,
keep it.
It'll literally just be on League of Comic Geeks, like, already.
Yes, I know, but I'm gonna start trying to prepare better.
Okay. You can start preparing better. I'm not mad at it. Just to run through the collections in the solicits just quickly, we have Sandman Universe, Nightmare Country, The Glass House in hardcover. We've got Absolute Batman and Son by Grant Morrison. So, and I feel like Batman and Robin by Grant already got an Absolute, so this, and RIP probably did, so this probably just helps complete the run, except from Return of Bruce Wayne and the incorporated stuff at the end. So, neat. Night Terrors, Nocturnal Creatures, another batch of the tie-ins for Night Terrors.
Yep.
Do not recommend. Night Terrors, Terror Titans, same idea, also don't recommend. We have Batman Brave and the Bold Volume 1, The Winning Card, and this is just the Tom King and Gerard story. Yep. That's all it is. It's 112 pages.
So this is going to be worth. This is going to be $17 that I'm happy to spend on, because it'll be all in one spot. I can read it when I want at the right pace.
Yeah, although sadly it is just softcover. I expected a deluxe or something for this. They'll probably will at some point down the line, but for now it's just paperback. So, got that. Green Arrow Volume 1. Softcover. Unstoppable Doom Patrol, collection of the recent miniseries, softcover. Cyborg Homecoming, which is the current miniseries, and softcover. Then we have Action Comics Volume 1, Rise of Metallo, which is interesting they're calling that Volume 1. That's weird, but this is the post-war world part of Philip Kennedy Johnson's run. So they're calling that Volume 1 for whatever reason, but that's softcover. We got Superman, Lois and Clark, Doom Rising. That's the backups from Action, the Dan Jurgens stuff. So that's all of that in one neat book. Justice Society of America, Volume 1, The New Golden Age. That's the first 5 issues of... Oh, sorry, the first 7 issues, plus the Golden Age one-shot. Yep. So that's actually quite meaty. That's over 200 pages. For the
232 to be exact.
Yeah, first JSA collection for that new John series, which is I actually think is very good. It's hurt by the delays, but I actually think the book's very enjoyable. We have Superboy Man of Tomorrow, collecting the recent miniseries. We have Red Hood Outlaws Volume 1, which is...
So webtoons.
Okay, I was going to say, what the hell is this? But I'm glad you knew that. Same with Batman Wayne Family Adventures Volume 3, I presume.
Yep.
Then we got Vixen NYC Volume 4. We got
Webtoon.
Bad Dream, A Dreamer Story, which is a original graphic novel, I assume, this one?
Yep.
Yeah.
From Nicole Maines, so that's cool.
Makes sense. The Little Endless Storybook box set.
Oh, that's cute.
And then we have Absolute Final Crisis reprint, so that's not already been a thing. Batman and Robin by Peter J. Tomasi and Patrick Gleason, book 1. So this is one of their thicker soft covers that do like 2 or 3 trades worth in one book. So I guess the plan with this is to do I mean, what does this go up to? The first 15 issues plus 2 relevant issues of the previous volume. So I imagine that means they're going to try and do this all in 3 books, give or take. Because this didn't go all the way up to 52, like the other New 52 books, did it? This was only, I don't know, like 30 issues? Or maybe it's only 2 books then.
Yeah. I'm trying to remember how far it got up, because I remember reading it. I went back and caught up.
Because it didn't last to the end of the New 52, like before Rebirth. It stopped before then. So it may just be 2 books they're going to try and do that in.
Yeah.
Batman Beyond, the animated series Classics Compendium, collection of old Batman Beyond stories. Fair enough. Batman Incorporated Volume 2, Joker Incorporated, collected in recent stories. Batman Volume 1's Failsafe, softcover, so I got a hardcover already. World Finest Volume 3, Elementary, hardcover. Batman The Adventures Continue Season 3, collected. And then we have a new printing, in fact, we got an omnibus even, of Green Lantern, Green Arrow, Hard Traveling Heroes.
Hey!
So that's got a 1,300 plus page omnibus. Very interesting. So that's collecting Green Lantern 76 to 87 and 89 to 123, which is when Green Lantern just became a team-up book with the 2 of them. But then it also collects stories from a bunch of Brave and the Bold issues, some Flash issues, and just various other things where it became a thing again, sporadically. So seems very inclusive. Someone would have to actually check if this is everything that would fall under like the Dennis and Neil hard traveling hero stuff. But
I mean, I would think so, considering it's 1,300 pages.
You would assume so, but
yeah,
it's one of these things where sometimes you hear later, oh, they made a mistake and missed one issue somewhere, you know?
Yeah.
Harley Quinn Volume 3 Verdict, Harley Quinn Volume 5 Who Killed Harley Quinn, so that's softcover and hardcover respectively. GLA Book 1, so this is the Grant Morrison stuff. Again, this is a 600-page softcover. That is huge for a softcover.
Don't drop it on your foot.
Like, that's going to, like, the spine's going to be cracking at that size. Yeah. I don't think I like that. That's too big for a softcover. But regardless, that's there. Justice League International Omnibus Volume 3, so they're really firing through that. Is that,
they are.
Is that the end of the run? Is this all of it?
Let's see.
I don't know how far we're up to.
I don't know either.
But
a third omnibus, think about that.
Like, yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot of stuff. Yeah. Justice League, the New 52, Book 1, so they're doing thick trades. And this is 500 plus pages of the New 52 Justice League. It has issues 1 through 17, and then the Aquaman issues for the Aquaman crossover. So that's the first 3 trades, I think, combined. If I remember correctly. We got Superman Emperor Joker, the deluxe edition, which when I read this for the first time with Connor a few years ago, I hated it. So
yeah, it's one of these ones that gets put up, and like when I finally got around to reading it, I was like, why do people like this so much? Like, it's definitely of an era, you know?
Yeah, I didn't like it. I think the first issue was okay, and then it just kind of went off a cliff. Yeah. Superman, the Silver Age Omnibus Volume 1. I think Batman got a Silver Age Omnibus recently in Solicits, so this makes sense that they're doing Superman as well. It's really neat that they're making sure everything of these characters is going to be available in high quality. It's good stuff.
That cover's so iconic too, with Brainiac.
And it probably means that they'll all end up on their digital service as well, remastered at some point as well. So very good. This is Action Comics 241 to 256 and Superman 122 to 137. So it's doing both of the main series, alternating. Good stuff. Teen Titans Year 1, new printing. So, cool.
This is interesting.
Is it?
Yeah, well, so this is the Kingdom 25th anniversary, which was the follow-up to...
Oh, okay, the next... I thought you meant the Titans book. I was like, why?
Oh, no, I'm sorry. No.
Okay. Yeah,
this one.
The Kingdom 25th anniversary deluxe edition, it's just Kingdom Come, I think. Is it just Kingdom Come?
No, it's the sequel to Kingdom Come.
Oh, okay.
And so this is interesting considering what Wade's doing right now in its finest.
I have never read the sequel to Kingdom Come. I've read Kingdom Come. I've never read this. That's very interesting. Yeah, you're right. This is like a bunch of different books by the looks of it. It wasn't just like a main series. It was like a bunch of one-shots and stuff.
Yep.
We have Wildcats Volume 2, Bloodshed for a Better Tomorrow. That's just a recent Wildcats book, and that is the end of the Solicits. So there you go. That was a lot of collections in this one.
Yeah, it was.
I thought we were going to fire through the collections part quickly like we usually do, and that was like, nope. Tears.
Think again.
4 times as many as you normally get. You stupid podcasters. Find DC.